Hi, Terry here from Stamping Magic. Welcome back to my channel. Today's project is quite a simple card. I've used the Sweet as a Peach stamp set for the sentiment. I've also used one of the Plenty of Patterns decorative masks for the main image. And I've used it with embossing paste. This is our shimmery white paste, but I've coloured it. And I'll show you how I did that. So let's get started. These are all the measurements you need for all the elements required to create this project. So if you're interested in reproducing it, take a screenshot so you can refer to it later. I'm using normal weight basic white card for my front panel, and I've embossed this using our Dainty Diamonds 3D embossing folder. Now when I position my cardstock, I centered it within the pattern. This is the Plenty of Patterns decorative masks pack. Now you get 4 different ones in the pack. And the one I'm using actually has 4 different designs on it. Now on the back I've already added some repositionable stencil glue. Now my favourite glue to use is pixie spray, but unfortunately this is only available in the United States, not in the UK. So I've managed to source a similar product within the UK, and this is the Stick and Spray repositionable adhesive from Crafter's Companion. Now this works absolutely fine. I don't like it nearly as much as the pixie spray. It's a bit gloopy and it's a bit hard to remove afterwards, but it does its job. I'm going to add a little repositionable glue or temporary adhesive onto the back of my panel, and then I'm going to centre this within the grids on my board. This will help stop it moving while I'm creating my panel. Now I'm going to use the grid, the centre lines on the grid, to help me position my stencil. It's just a case of positioning the pointy bits on those centre lines vertically and horizontally. And then because my stencil has adhesive on the back, I can just press it into position, and this will hold all those little pieces down flat, which will help stop any oozing of the paste underneath the stencil. Now I'm going to mask off all around my pattern, and I'm using post-it note tape, but you can use any low-tack tape for this. Washi would be perfect. You will need a non-porous surface to mix your paste and colour on, and I'm just using a sheet of acrylic. And this is the shimmery white embossing paste. It's the same as our matte white, I think. It's just got some iridescent glitter in it, which is beautiful. So you need to take a little bit out of the pot, and it's always a bit of a guesstimate how much you'll need. And then I'm using my Pacific Point re-inker and just adding 1 drop. And then I can mix it together until I've got an even colour. I don't want this to be streaky. Now you may need to add more than 1 drop to get the tone of colour that you want, but if you add too much re-inker, you will find that you make your paste quite sloppy, and that increases the chance of it oozing underneath the stencil. To overcome this, you can just leave it on the side for a few minutes, and it will start to set. Not dramatically so, but it will help stop some of that oozing. So now I've just picked some up with my palette knife, and I'm carefully covering the design with the paste. Now you want to clean the palette knife and your surface as quickly as you can. This stuff, when it sets, it's like concrete and it's very hard to remove. I can now remove the post-it tape and the decorative mask and reveal my design. Now, I did have a surplus little dot on my panel, but I did manage to remove that once it was dry with my adhesive remover. This is the Sweet as a Peach stamp set, and today I'm just using the Thanks So Much sentiment. Now I'm going to be stamping this on a small strip of basic white card, again just normal weight, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment so it's centered on this strip. Now I'm going to flag cut both ends of the sentiment, so I'm making a small cut at the center on one of the ends first of all, and then I'm coming in from each of the points to make that flagged end. So again, small cut at the center, and then I'm going to come in from the left side and then the right side. I have two small pieces of Designer Series paper from our Brights 6-inch stack. This is in Pacific Point. Now these designs are retired, but we still have the paper. We've just got new designs in it, but I'm trying to use up a lot of my retired product. Now you want to cut each square diagonally. So the first one I've cut from top left to bottom right. So the second one I'm going to cut from top right to bottom left. Now it's very important that you do this, especially if you have a pattern orientation. So here are my two pieces, and I'm showing you how I cut them. And they will make up the four corners on my front panel, and each pair will be opposite corners, like so. My card base is in Pacific Point, and this is half a standard sheet of card scored in the middle and folded to create a portrait card. For inside the card, I have a normal weight basic white mat, and I'm going to decorate the bottom of it with a strip of basic black and a strip of the matching Designer Series paper. Then I have my embossed panel, which is now completely dry. There was some oozing under the stencil, but this will be covered mostly with the sentiment strip, so I'm not too worried. I'm going to layer this onto a mat of basic black, and I've added dimensionals onto the back of my sentiment. And that's my card complete. A really simple card to create. Now I have made several others. This was the first card I made and I hadn't embossed the white panel this time. All the papers that I used are from a Retired Brights pack, and this is in Daffodil Delight. And then this is a card I showed you at the beginning, and this is in Gorgeous Grape. So I made one of each of the 4 designs. Now I made a big mistake with this last one. As you can see, my design is not centered. I have no idea how I managed to do that. This one is in Poppy Parade. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Bye for now.